Hey guys, welcome to BagpipeMaster.com. Today we are learning the harmony part for Amazing Grace. Now I have another tutorial where I go through just the melody. This tutorial I focus just on the harmony. So make sure you download your sheet music. You can get it for free at BagpipeMaster.com. That being said, let's jump right in and learn Amazing Grace. Okay, so before we really get into the tune, you're probably wondering why certain sections are highlighted. And the reason I highlighted those is I just wanted to point out that those are sections that are repeats of something you've already learned. Sometimes when people see 4 lines or multiple lines of sheet music, it gets overwhelming. But if you realize that's a repeat, it's a repeat, I've already learned it, you're learning only 2 lines worth instead of 4, it just makes it feel so much more doable. So I just want to build your confidence. This is an easy tune. You're really just learning 2 lines worth, and a lot of it's just repeated. That being said, let's focus on the first 2 measures, and we'll sing through those first 2 measures. Bum ba da dum ba da dum ba da da da. So you can see we have a G grace note, nothing too hard, few G grace notes. This guy is a doubling, where we're playing a G grace note on the low A, and then a D grace note on the low A. And this is a D doubling, which is a G grace note on the D, and then an E grace note on the D. But it should be pretty straightforward, especially if you're familiar with the tune. It should come pretty easy because you already know how it goes. Let's work through the fingering on the actual chanter. All right, we play a G grace note on the low A. Then we play a B. Next, we play a doubling, which is simply a G grace note as we go down to the low A, and then D grace note on that low A. A little faster. Next, there's a G grace note on the D, and then we play a C, B. Let me just play everything up to that point. Next measure, we play a D doubling, which is simply a G grace note on the D, and then an E grace note on the D. Hold that note, that D, for 2 beats, and then next we play a G grace note on the D, and then a C. Let's play those 2 measures with the metronome. 1, 2. All right, let's sing through these 2 measures. Da 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 da, bum ba da da, bum bum ba. So this guy is a B doubling, which is a G grace note on the B, D grace note on the B. This is a high G doubling, where we just go up to the high G, F, G, and the rest is pretty straightforward. So I'll actually just jump on the chanter with you and walk through these movements on the chanter. All right, so here we play a B doubling, which is simply a G grace note on the B, and then a D grace note on the B. Up to speed. Now we hold that B for 1.5 beats, then we play a low G, and then a high G doubling, which is a G, F, G. A little faster. So let me play that measure for you. The next measure, we play an F, low A, G grace note on the low A, and then a B. Let me play those two measures with the metronome. 1, 2. All right, let's sing through these next two measures. Bum ba da dum ba da dum ba da da da. So this measure we've already talked about, it's the same as this measure. And this measure is almost the same as this one. The only minor difference is instead of going from a D to a C, it's from a C to a D. But it's so similar, I think we can just play that on the chanter. All right, and we'll use the pickup notes on the previous line. 1, 2. All right, these two measures. Da da dee dee, be da dee dee, da da. So this guy is called an E doubling, where it's a G grace note on the E, F grace note on the E. We strike down to the low A, play an E, and then a second E doubling, basically the exact same thing as we did there, and then we head up to the high A. All right, to play that E doubling, we play a G grace note on the E, and then an F grace note on the E. And we hold that E for 2 beats. After we've done that, we strike the E by dropping down to the low A and then popping back up to the E. The next measure, we play another E doubling, where we play that G grace note on the E, F grace note on the E. Hold that for 2 beats, and then an F, A. Let's play those two measures with the metronome. And we'll use the pickup notes. 1, 2. All right, this entire line is almost the exact same as this entire line. The only difference is instead of a low A with the A doubling on it, we just play a D. That's the only difference. But it's so similar, if you learn this line, you should be able to play this line. So I'll sing through it once to refamiliarize you, and then let's jump on the chanter and play it. Da 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 ba da 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 bum ba da da dum bum ba. All right, we're going to play that entire third line, and we'll use the pickup notes on the end of the second line. 1, 2. All right, let's sing through these two measures. Bum ba da dum ba da dum ba da da. So you noticed, I'm sure, this measure is the exact same as this measure, and this is the same as that, but here, instead of playing 2 eighth notes, a C and a D, we simply play a C quarter note and hold that for 1 beat. But other than that, these are basically the same, so let's just play those on the chanter. All right, with the pickup notes on the previous line. 1, 2. All right, let's sing through the last two measures. ba bum ba da dee da da. So here we drop down to the low G and pop to the A. Just a small moment we're on that low G. We hold this low A for 1.5 beats. Go up to the F. These two Fs we strike in between them with a E strike. Da da. And then as we come down to the D, we play a strike on the D, which is a G grace note on the D, strike down to the low G, and then end on the D, where we hold that for 3 beats. All right, so the previous measure we're playing a C, then we drop down to the low G, pop to the A. We hold that low A for 1.5 beats. Then we play an F, we strike to the E, continue with the F, and then we play an E. Let me go through that measure. The last measure, we play a strike on the D, where we play a G grace note on the D, and then we strike down to the low G, and then pop to the D. A little faster. And we hold that D for 3 beats. Let's play those last 2 measures with the metronome, and we'll use the pickup note on the previous measure. 1, 2. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this tutorial, and like I said at the beginning, make sure you get your sheet music at bagpipemaster.com. Check out all the tutorials, all the exercises, the resources. There's a lot of good information there, so check it out and have an awesome day.